I'm Tina.
And I'm Jenna.
Welcome to our cozy couch conversations.
We are breathing into summer vacation.
Aren't we though?
Can you picture it?
We're trying to live it right now. Wishful thinking.
Yeah. But summer, it's that time, right? You're getting out. You're getting to see family and seeing friends, and maybe you're traveling to do that, or going to weddings, or
having people over even. Maybe it's a staycation.
Maybe you have a big trip planned. Cruise,
that'd be fun.
A flight.
Yeah, but we know that it can be challenging. You're in a whole bunch of different environments, exposed to a lot of things you're not usually exposed to, doing things you're not usually doing. So let's take our hats off and dive into breathing into summer vacations.
Absolutely. Do you ever come back from a vacation and feel like you need a vacation for your vacation?
I sure do. And you know what? I'm pretty horrible for planning my vacation in a way that I'm really busy leading up to it, scramble, I leave, and then I come back and dive right back into my busy lifestyle.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Not the best.
So we wanted to talk about today maybe some strategies to help us through.
We sure do, and we have
Yeah.
a letter that helps us through that.
Yes, a letter of the alphabet.
It is the letter presented to you today. Poplar is presented.
We're channeling our inner Sesame Street.
Presented to you by the letter P.
P. Yes.
Four P's.
4 P's. And we teach this in our pulmonary rehab actually as a way to conserve energy, but we can certainly apply it to our summer vacation time.
Oh, it's a great time to apply the 4 P's.
Mm-hmm.
We might even talk about spoons.
Absolutely.
Everything ties in, but it's a good way to remember it. So let's tackle the 4 P's. Let's introduce them. So what's the first P?
Plan.
Planning. Second P, prioritize.
Third is pacing.
And the last one is positioning or posture.
Absolutely. So these 4 P's can help to guide us through our activities, or think about our activities in such a way that we can manage our energy and try and reduce fatigue.
Yes, because when you get fatigued, you get breathless. And so you don't want to find yourself off gallivanting in the world, feeling short of breath. So let's figure out how the 4 P's can help us out.
Absolutely.
All right. Planning.
Planning. So some of you may be planners out there and you're like, Jenna and Tina, I got this covered, and good on ya. Some of us need a little help though. And when it comes to traveling in the summer, you really want to think ahead and really plan through some steps.
So we're not talking about scheduling your airlines.
No, not so much. But just kind of, what is your trip going to look like? Where are you going? And thinking about things to help manage your lung condition and your good breathing while you're on your trip.
Yeah.
And so we just had one of our chat and chews on traveling with oxygen, and that is a huge area where you need to plan a little bit.
Yeah, and we recorded it. So if you'd like to watch our chat and chew video about traveling with oxygen, we will put the link below.
Yeah.
Yes, so planning. So be aware of your breathing triggers, things that set you off. Even stress will be higher when you're traveling because things are different, but also the environment and the people that you're with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so figure out what could set me off and either try to avoid it or plan to space those things out and be prepared to encounter those things.
Yes, absolutely. It's always better when you can kind of deal with an issue when you've sort of thought about it a bit instead of it surprising you in that moment of time.
Yeah, so have a plan, have your action plan ready so that you'll know what to do if you do have a flare-up or an exacerbation while you're traveling.
Yeah, absolutely. And that planning could include just making sure you have enough medications for your trip, you have action plan medications if that's been prescribed to you, you have enough oxygen or you're feeling pretty secure that you'll have access to it. Those kinds of things.
Yep. Bring your prescription with you when you travel.
Yes.
Not just the medication, especially if you're leaving the country in case you need a refill or top up, or you want to get through a border with your medication.
Yeah, it's probably good actually to travel just even with a list of your medications, and that's something that your pharmacist can print out for you.
All right, so planning. So be prepared for what you might encounter. Figure out what that is. Take steps towards preparing.
Second P.
Prioritizing. So it's all cool. You want to do all these wonderful things, and then you end up packing your schedule in, and your energy conservation techniques are out the window.
Yeah, you kind of want to think of your energy. One analogy we often use is like a bank. And so you've got a certain amount of money energy in your bank account, and you never want to fully deplete that.
Don't make it rain energy.
Don't make it rain. Yeah, we don't want to deplete that, because maybe you've experienced that where you have depleted all the energy in your energy bank, and then your next day is a complete wipeout because you don't have the energy to do anything. So we always want to leave a little bit, and prioritizing our activities, as an example, is one way that we could keep energy in our energy bank.
Yeah, so maybe you're going on the trip to go to a wedding. You might not want to plan a big day before that, or even the afternoon before that. Plan some downtime when you're prioritizing. Prioritize downtime.
Yeah.
Maybe read a book.
Oh, yeah.
Sit and rest. It's okay to tell people I'm going to sit this next thing out.
Absolutely, yeah. Self-care is number one. Remember, you're your best help to other people when you're taking care of yourself.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Fill your cup.
Fill your cup. Yeah. And then the other thing, like let's say you're traveling to a place and then you've got lots of bucket list items you want to tick off. Depending on how much energy that might expend, exactly along those lines, you kind of want to plan out your time, maybe putting those top items, those places you really want to see first, giving yourself that rest time, and then moving along from there.
Yeah, and even if you're having a staycation, maybe you're having people over, you can even prioritize who you want to spend time with and who you want to talk to. Maybe those out-of-town guests that you really don't get the opportunity, or maybe some young nieces and nephews you haven't been able to spend time with. So even just spending time and chatting with people can wear us down a little bit. So pick and choose, be picky, be choosy.
It's allowed.
Yeah.
All right.
Third P, pacing. And I think this is my favorite P because you notice the effects right away. And you can actually change what you're doing in the moment to fix the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many of us, we just kind of fill our day and we run ourselves right through it. But actually, along the same lines of prioritize a little bit, if we can take these moments of rest, slow down our pace, we can definitely keep money in our energy bank.
Yeah, and so this concept of a bank deposit with energy, mostly we're doing bank withdrawals for energy, so we're taking that energy out and our energy banks do deplete over the course of a day. But there are ways to make energy deposits. So it would look different for each person. Depends on your personality type, what gets you going, what gets you up, and what brings you peace and calmness. So think about what brings you that R&R, like maybe sitting on a beach reading a book, even taking a nap in the afternoon, maybe planning some alone time if that's calming for you.
Absolutely.
Nice hot bath helps
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Any little tricks you have to just calm yourself down. Yeah.
And even our regular activities of daily living, we can apply a little bit or kind of gauge our activities, the intensity of them, using a tool called the Borg scale. It's a shortness of breath scale. So sometimes our shortness of breath will help us to know if we're aware of it, will help us to know when to calm and do the slower pacing. So very quickly, the Borg scale is a 0 to 10 scale. 0 is no shortness of breath. 10 is the worst shortness of breath you've ever felt. low intensity, low pacing is somewhere between a 1 to 3. And maybe a 3 to 5 is that kind of more moderate pacing. So you can tell that your Borg scale of 3 to 5 if you could chat with someone and you're probably taking breaths in between, but you probably couldn't sing. So if you're too much in that higher pace, higher Borg scale for an activity and you need to bring it down, start singing to yourself and see if you can get yourself down to a lower pace on the Borg scale.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I'm going back to planning here, but with pacing, you know, if you're going to be out where you need to be standing for long periods of time, just taking the opportunity to sit. Maybe that means bringing a walker so that you know you're going to have a seat available to you, especially at some events like weddings and whatnot. There might not be a seat available. Or speaking up and letting people know, look, I need to sit down.
So that brings us, that's a great segue to our last P number 4, positioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean that our lungs like a certain position to help us breathe easier.
Yep.
Sitting up tall,
Long
shoulders relaxed down. And there are positions as well that can help us out when we're feeling shorter breath. So hinged a little bit forward, using gravity to help open the chest cavity. So remembering that positioning can really help us with our breath.
Yeah, maybe check out our SOS, shortness of breath SOS video. It's got some suggested positions and breathing techniques for when you do find yourself in that moment where you're stuck having shortness of breath.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then along those lines of positioning, exactly what Tina said, we can use assistive devices to really help us, and we can travel with these devices. Yep. So things like walkers, canes.
Yeah, even a wheelchair. Yeah.
Absolutely. If you need it, if it will help you to conserve your energy, then why not?
Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Do it.
We have one other tip to share about ways to think of energy, and that's spoon theory.
The spoon theory. Let's not forget the spoons. No, it's not that kind of spooning. Too bad. So spoon theory is, instead of a bank, you have spoons of energy. These are my spoons. So when you wake up in the morning, you've got to do a little personal assessment of how many spoons you think you have, spoons of energy available to you that day. And different things can change how many spoons you're going to wake up with. Maybe you didn't sleep very well, maybe you had a big day the day before, maybe you're having a flare up, there's some kind of trigger, maybe you're fighting something off, maybe you've been partying too hard.
Happens.
So you wake up and you're like, oh no, I only have 1 spoon today. Well, you better plan and prioritize where that spoon is going to be spent, that spoon energy. Yeah. But hopefully you find yourself with a few spoons of energy on most days of your vacation, and that you can plan and prioritize your vacation so that you know on the days where you've got those important things to do that you've got enough spoons to get through it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So we want you to go up there, have a great summer vacation. Hopefully use the energy, or hopefully not let the energy in your energy bank deplete. Use the spoon theory and the 4 Ps to help you through, and go up there and live your best long life.